Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about how smoking essentially ruined my life. If you are thinking about quitting smoking, or you just click this video and you smoke, you need to listen to everything I'm saying. Now that I am fully sober, I have complete control over everything, over my mind, over my brain. I have come to the self-realization that in the past I let smoking ruin my life, and if you let it, it will ruin yours too, without you even knowing it. You might think, oh yeah, I got it down pat. No, you don't, because at the end of the day, it's still a DRUG. Did I spell that right? I think so. Before I start this video, I just want to say I am in no way judging you. I used to smoke too, but I definitely wish that I never, ever made it a daily habit to smoke. And fun fact here, every time you smoke, you are essentially killing your body's ability to produce its own dopamine, because smoking dopamine, it literally does that for you. So your body loses its ability to do it on its own. So by smoking, you are killing your body's ability to make itself happy. Your whatever is brain waves, the dopamine that's in your brain, is being disoriented. Its natural dopamine is being disoriented by the dopamine that you are putting artificially into your system. So that when you get off and when you're not, this is why you're not happy. Because you're killing your body's ability to make yourself happy and to feel happy naturally up here. Think about that. But anyways, let's get into the video. If you're watching this video, it's probably that time for you to stop. Let's get into the first reason smoking ruined my life. Number one is I lost the ability to regulate my emotions. And what I mean when I say I lost the ability to regulate my emotions, that means I'm getting irritated when I'm not high. I am sad when I'm not high. I am just anxious when I'm not high. Like, I am snapping on people. It's just not a good way to be. You should be able to regulate your emotions off of smoking. And I'm talking about vapes. I'm talking about the ganja, the substance, the stuff that, that stuff. I'm talking about that too. You should not be depending on a substance or something that you can smoke to keep you calm, keep you sane. That should not be your sanity. If smoking is your sanity, you need therapy, like, immediately. Like, I'm not even joking. I let smoking trick me into thinking that I was depressed, and the only thing that was depressing me was the blunt. Like, that was literally the only thing depressing me. Okay, so number three is I tolerated a lot of disrespect in my relationship because I was smoking and because I was high. I feel like my man could just fix something with a blunt. Imagine somebody being able to fix something in your life with a blunt. Do you really want somebody to have that much control over you? Think about that one. Because a blunt should not fix a problem for you. If a blunt is fixing, if you think in your mind, you hitting your vape or you smoking a blunt fixes a problem for you, that is an issue. That is a huge issue. Another thing, I was suppressing my feelings and not dealing with things. And you know what that does? That causes a build up of emotions, because you think you rolling it up in a blunt. And what you're actually doing is pushing it further into the back of your mind. You're not allowing yourself to fully heal. You're not allowing yourself to feel real emotions. You're just packing it up in the back of your brain. So when you do become sober, all of these emotions, all of these things, all of these thoughts you had before about these things that you were upset of is coming to the surface. And that's a lot of reason why people feel like they can't be sober. Like, oh no, I gotta have me this, I gotta have me that. No wonder you don't like being sober. You're pushing all of your emotions to the back and you're only dealing with them when they're hitting you all at once when you're sober. That is gonna make you hate being sober if you keep doing that. Another reason I feel like smoking somewhat ruined my life is because smoking destroyed my confidence. Due to over analyzing everything I didn't like about myself when I was high, like I would literally go in the mirror and be like, oh, you got a bump there, squeeze, dark spot, boom. Just like that, I ruined my skin. Just from going in the mirror, over analyzing myself. Just from going in the mirror, looking at my stomach, oh, my stomach look big today. Hate it, hate myself. Like literally, you over analyze yourself and others when you're high. Like, I don't think people think about that enough in a serious way. Like, yeah, sometimes it's funny. Like, yeah, sometimes you smoking with a guy and you realize this nigga corny as hell. Like, oh, this girl ugly. Like, I didn't realize, ha ha ha. But really, you're not only judging other people, but you're judging yourself, and it's affecting your confidence. So think about that next time you hit that blunt and you start getting all of these negative thoughts in your head. Think of that. Another thing I did was, along with over analyzing myself, I would overthink and doubt myself. Like, even with content and stuff, I used to be like, I want to do this, I want to post this, but like, what if people don't mess with me? Or like, what if my content is boring, or this or that? Like, you start thinking about the what ifs, and it becomes more negative than it is positive. Like, you don't want to be overthinking, because some people do it to push things out of their mind, but that's not always the case every time. Sometimes things just roll around in your mind even more when you smoke. What else? Careless decisions, y'all. Careless decisions, y'all. I made a lot of dumb choices being fried. Calling out of work, getting fired, getting kicked out of my apartment. Y'all, I got a whole story time on how I got kicked out of my apartment, y'all. I finished school late, like, all because I couldn't think. I wasn't in my right mind. I didn't have the mental capacity to do my schoolwork, to finish, to be responsible. Like, I wasn't thinking smart at all. And I made a lot of bad decisions, which led me to being behind in life and with school especially. Another thing I was doing was I had poor eating habits. I would stress smoke, and then I would stress eat because I had the munchies. So not only am I smoking because I'm stressed, but I'm also getting the munchies and I'm eating, and I gained a lot of weight because of that, which was another thing that lowered my confidence. Like, and I feel like smoking makes you not care about how much you're eating, because you think you're hungry, but really you're not. You're drying your body's nutrients out. You're drying all the water that's out of your system, and then you're trying to replenish it when really you don't need to. You're just being greedy. So yeah, poor eating habits. Another thing, smoking is not cute, y'all. It's not cute. Like, it's fun to do occasionally here and there, but when you make it a habit, especially as a woman, it's not cute. It dries your skin out. It gets to a point where you start looking smoked out, baby. I know you don't want to admit that. I know you don't think like, oh, I don't look smoked out, I look good. There's a difference. I promise you, it dries your skin out. Your breath, oh my gosh. Take a break. Take a break from smoking. Give yourself 2 months off and go smell somebody's breath who be smoking every day. It don't smell good at all. It don't smell good at all. Like, if I knew, I smell some of the worst weed breath ever, baby. I have smelled some of the worst weed breath ever. If I knew that that's what my breath smells like, I'd never smoke again. Like, and just the fact that it's in your clothes, it's literally in your clothes, it's in everything, it's in your hair. People can smell that. It don't matter how much you bathe, how much you wash, how much you spray, your clothes still smell like smoke. You still smell like smoke. You smell like cigarettes. Actually, you don't smell like smoke, especially if you smoke woods and rellos and stuff like that. You smell like cigarettes. You don't smell like weed. You only smell like weed when you just got done smoking. The rest of the times, I want you to know you smell like cigarettes. I'm sorry to tell you that. I don't know if anybody ever told you that. Probably not, because everybody around you smokes too. But you probably smell like cigarettes. Not gonna lie. The next one is I developed social anxiety. Like, I was so nervous to talk to people. I was so like scared. I was scared to talk to people. Like, I would overanalyze things that I was saying before I said it, after I said it, and just like, oh my God, did that sound weird? Did that sound like awkward? Is this conversation awkward? Like, whole time the person that I'm talking to probably isn't even thinking like that, but I'm making it weird because I'm hiding in my thoughts and overthinking things. Like, another thing that is crazy that I feel like nobody really talks about is I developed a stutter. Like, I literally developed a stutter from smoking. It's not as bad now, and I don't do it as much, obviously, because I don't smoke. I have been able to articulate my words better and my thoughts and feelings much better upon quitting. But like, I would trip up on my words a lot more when I was smoking. Like, my brain was just like fogged. Like, I literally couldn't think. I would forget what I was about to say. Like, I couldn't think of what I wanted to say next, and it just made conversations awkward. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that because they think they got it in the bag. You don't got it in the bag. You don't. Like, you think you do, but you don't. So yeah, once I stopped, I noticed that it went away, but it definitely caused me a stutter, which was crazy because I never thought that it would get to that point. And on that note, I no longer enjoy being in public. All I wanted to do was be up under my man and be at home. Like, I would literally avoid any outside interaction. Like, I did not want to be outside at all, and that's not okay. Like, you want to live your life, you want to go places, you want to hang out with people, you want to meet new people, you want to network. You don't want to just be boxed in your room all day, because that's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your mental health. Think about it. The next one is, I feel like smoking made me okay with things that are literally not okay. Your room being a filthy hot mess is not okay. You keeping them wig braids for months and months and months and months, it's not okay. Your hair is gonna fall out. Your hair is gonna fall out, baby. Them wig braids, they gotta come out. Even if you don't smoke, you do not need to be keeping wig braids in your head for over a month without washing your hair. I promise. It's not okay. I feel like smoking puts women in their masculine energy. Because it makes you like okay with things that are literally not okay. Just like I said, like, it makes you okay with, oh, I'm not gonna shave, I'm just gonna be this and be that, whatever. Like, my hair any type of ways, whatever. Like, no, you gotta take care of yourself. Don't let that blunt think you don't care. You do care. You need to care. Another one is, I got so accustomed to smoking that when I would come back from college and go home for breaks, like, I literally did not want to be home. Like, I felt like I was literally losing my mind, and that was part of the reason why I just packed up and left. But that wasn't the only reason. which I'm gonna get into that about what happened with my parents. But I feel like that definitely was a motivation to get out of the house so that I can go and smoke. Like, you really missing out on free rent, free food. Your parents basically still taking care of you like you a kid because you want to go and smoke. Like, that is fiend behavior. Like, that wasn't the only reason, but that's fiend behavior. And that's not okay. Another one. Laziness, y'all. Laziness. I used to always tell myself I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And I used to think of all these crazy ideas when I was up there and I was high and my mind was going 99 miles per hour. Thinking of stuff that I would literally never do because I'm so lazy. Like, and I done went into a coma and fell asleep and didn't get back up until everybody go on to bed. Like, it makes you lazy. Like, you think you have it under control? Think again. You think that you're doing good now? Imagine if you were sober. Imagine how much better you would be doing in life if you were completely sober. You don't need to smoke. You don't need. I wish people would realize that you don't need to smoke. It's an option and it's a waste of money. Stop doing it, or take a very long break and save it for occasionally. You should not be doing anything, drinking or smoking every weekend. That should not be your every weekend festivity. Think about your lungs, think about your organs, think about your health in the future, in the long run. Think about that, because it matters. It matters more than you just being temporarily high and pushing everything to the back of your mind and not being in real life and dealing with life on head, not high. You're making yourself weak by depending on something to get you through and to get you by. Another thing, y'all, when I made smoking a habit, I lost my ability to have discipline. Like, I lost my ability to follow a routine. Like, I feel like it threw my sleep schedule off so much because I was falling asleep every time I would go get high and stuff. Like, even though people be like, oh, you can't hang, you can't hang. It don't matter if you can hang if you just completely out of it and just completely don't care about anything and you just la la land. It don't matter. Like, you lose discipline to some degree when you be smoking. So, at least for I don't know if y'all have that, but for me, I lost my discipline. Another thing is, and probably another thing is, when you smoke, you're essentially letting people have the one up on you. Because at any moment somebody don't like you and they know you smoke, oh, I'm gonna call up to her job and say, oh yeah, did you know she was smoking weed? Did you know she was doing this? Do not let people have the one up on you. I got kicked out of my apartment because a leasing manager was so mad about something that happened years ago. Y'all got a story time of that. Y'all go watch that story time. How I got kicked out of my apartment and lost 2 jobs. Go watch that. But literally, she wouldn't have had the one up on me if I wasn't puffing and passing. Do not let people have the one up on you because you smoke. Don't get caught smoking in your dorm. Don't get snitched on smoking at your job or having to get a drug test. And don't let that be the reason why somebody has the one up on you. Don't let that be your downfall. And another thing is, like, I used to have crazy thoughts when I was high. Like, that blunt had me thinking crystals was real, y'all. I used to think crystals, like, worked and was real. And I may have participated in some witchcraft. And it may or may not be real. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it, y'all. Don't manifest anything. And I'm not even talking about like doing spell work and stuff like that. I'm talking about manifesting and writing things down. Don't write nothing down that you don't 100% want to be your life, because that stuff is real. Do not dibble and dabble. I will never, ever, 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 ever dibble and dabble in that again. So yeah, just be careful and don't be doing high stuff, y'all, because witchcraft is real. Do not purchase crystals, okay? I don't care what nobody tells you. God is the only God. Pray to him for the things that you want in life. So yeah, that's how I feel like smoking around my life. Those are the things that I wish, I would have known ahead of time, y'all. I wish I would have never started smoking and made it a habit. Like, here and there is cool, but when you're depending on it in your everyday life, that's when it becomes a problem. The longer you wait to quit, the harder it's gonna be. The longer you wait to quit, the harder it's going to be. Do you understand that? Do not let it get so bad that you let your whole world come crashing down. Every time I would quit smoking, it literally felt like my whole world was crashing down. It's because I let all of those emotions get built up and rolled up into blunts, or so I thought. And then I just spiraled. And it always ended in me feeling like I was depressed. You don't want to go through that. So yeah, guys, if you can relate to something in this video, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up even if you couldn't. Give this video a thumbs up if you smoke. Give this video a thumbs up if you're thinking about quitting. Give it a thumbs up if you're trying to quit right now. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next video. It's probably gonna be my vlog. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I love y'all, and yeah.